This is going to be Shadow Labyrinth as a Brewmaster monk. Another one of these dungeons where things seem to tend to either go really well or really badly. This was a run that went really well. I show the bad runs when they're interesting, but when they go wrong, they're usually just, like, not a good time for anybody, so I just don't bother. There's some dudes on the right who usually get involved in combat when I want to turn left here. There's some, like, sneaky humans right behind me. What's going on here? Huh. Anyway, right, so making sure my party has picked up the quests and stuff before I start combats. Have them show some signs of life. That dude right there. I was ready for him. He always comes in late. Right, so I have a Restoration Druid healing me once again. Got this combination of Brewmaster and Druid. This particular Druid was real good. He knew exactly what to do. Everything was fine. This combination's only sometimes a problem. This time it wasn't. Who else is here? I see a mage, I see a warrior, and is that a Death Knight? Trying to tell. No, it's another warrior. Alright. This spot's a little annoying. Those dudes always get involved because they're close enough, but I have a Black Ox statue for that. That's a Brewmaster tool for dealing with this. They're casters, so they don't want to move to my location. You know, there's sort of like this splayed apart, you know, 3 groups of dudes. There's one to my left that I'm ignoring, and can be safely ignored. 4 groups. Yeah, so it's just like a line of 4 little packs of dudes through here. I guess we go through the middle 2 and leave the outer 2 where they are. Except, this fire mage decided to pyroblast over there. Alright, fine. You want to fight those? I guess we can do that. Could have been an accidental target, could have been that, what is that? What am I seeing there? All hunched over, is that... Let me see how the walking animation is. I cannot tell what kind of creature my mage is. Is it a male troll, maybe? Let's see, what walks like that? It has a big hood. They have a big hood in their head, so I can't see, like, the face. I don't know. Yeah, so a lot of spots in here where there's just, like, casters who aren't going to come to your location, but are standing real close to other dudes you don't really want to pull at the same time. Just have to deal with it. All Cabal ritualists have to die before Ambassador Helmaw becomes attackable. I was aiming my Chi Burst to try to get that pack as the one we were fighting was dying. It's a real interesting ability. Gotta aim carefully, make an active decision as to whether you want to get more dudes or not. Because you aim one way or another, depending on the answer to that question. Also, Fel Overseers, these Fel Guards here, patrol around. They have fear effects, so I do want to engage them carefully. You know, decide when I want them in combat. They're walking away right now, so we can fight these safely for a little while. 3 Fel Overseers. One dude over there on the left patrols that hallway and does come into this room a little bit. 2 of them patrol this room. Hey, looking herb. So let's see, am I going to get them both at once? Probably. Nope, okay, that guy's walking away. Oh, right, I mistook who he was, so he's the hallway patroller. That one there patrols this room. So I'm Chi Bursting in his direction, I missed. Okay. No problem, everybody's feared. So yeah, this is the spot, right here. So over... yeah, okay, it kind of halfway did it. It likes to wedge me into places whenever I get feared in this room. It kind of wedged me between that torch and the wall, but that one I can get out of. So that cart, ahead, slightly to the right, has a little space in between its wheels and the main body of the cart. 2 characters, when I went through here, got feared into that tiny little space. Paladin had no way out. I just had to teleport out of the dungeon and start again from the beginning because, like, no move inputs would get me out of that space. There was nothing I could do. My warrior got it too, but fortunately I could angle the camera so it wasn't like right up in my face, and target a heroic leap to escape from that little prison. What an annoying spot. Fortunately it doesn't happen to this character. But yeah, that's just like the most obnoxious cart. I wonder if it does, like... Okay, so having implemented pathfinding in my own video games, I kind of know how it's done. You look at the space available and prioritize moves that will move you toward your destination. So I wonder if it does like an inverse A-star pathfinding for the fear, and tries to move as far away as possible. Oh man, I'm going toward the carts! But I went right through it, didn't get stuck in it this time. It might do like a reverse priority A-star, which would tuck me into the most remote location. So it might actually literally try to go toward out-of-the-way places like the wheel well there. It's possible. Also could just be coincidence, but I don't know. It seems to happen a lot to just be coincidence. Oh right, Adel Humanoid, Channeled Stun. Oh right, and be ready for Ambassador Helmaw because he will wake up as soon as the last Ritualist goes down. He's not really a problem though. I think he also fears. Everybody likes to fear in here. He doesn't really do anything else though. He's just standing there and stabbing every once in a while. Yeah, there's fear. Corrosive acid. Alright, so he does that too. But nothing worth worrying about. Whenever I'm fighting this guy, I just let myself be feared into this hallway because this is the direction I want to go anyway. There's a quest way out of the way over here, which is worth picking up. Yep, you're taking me the right direction. This is fine. Healer's far away, that's fine. I can survive on my own. Alright. What do I have? Oh, okay, so this was the dungeon I did where I had Dampen Harm. I had just used it. Alright, so equal sign. I took Dampen Harm. I used it for that fight, it looks like. It's on cooldown now. So right, that is a button I can press to take less damage for a moment. I didn't love it. I do end up with Healing Elixir eventually instead of it. It's fine. It just doesn't feel as effective as being able to instantly zap 15% of my health back pretty often. Everybody's busy with quest stuff. I'm gonna get this started, but like, move it over here. This whole room has to be fought, one way or another. And ideally it's not done while we're fighting Blackheart the Inciter, with all of his Incite Chaos and everything that he does. So you really want to just kill everybody in this upcoming room before you attempt to pull the Ogre. So that quest we picked up over there in that little dead-end hallway asks us each to collect 5 soul devices. So another scavenger hunt sort of thing. There are lots and lots and lots of them around. There are a few in this room, so you know. It's good to get the ones off to the side just to make sure there are enough later in the dungeon. At the very last hallway in this dungeon though, I think there might just be enough for everybody, even if we ignore all the ones upcoming on the way to them. Restoration Druid decided to use Entangling Roots, making sure those would not come to me. So I responded with a Black Ox statue, making sure that if they're not coming to me, then they can come to my statue. There's a feature of that statue, it says, where you can target it and then use your taunt button to immediately taunt everything that's targeting it, or like everything in its area or something. I've never been able to get that to work. I don't know how to target the statue. I can, if I left-click on the thing next to my party frame, it doesn't target it. If I right-click it, it dismisses it. it doesn't get its own, like, nameplate that I can click on easily. Maybe if I turned on party nameplates it would, but then, you know, I'd have to dig it out of all the enemies and other party members and everything. So, like, pointing my cursor at it in the heat of combat and trying to get at it so I can press my taunt button just doesn't work so well. I suppose the proper way to handle this would be to create a macro that would, like, slash target Black Ox statue and then cast provoke. I don't really do macros, though, much. Not particularly familiar with the scripting language of this game. I just know a couple of basic commands. But that's probably one that I should bother setting up for this character, because I would like to be able to use that feature without, like, trying to dig it out of the mess of everything that's going on with my cursor. Those are the sole devices. Doesn't matter who picks them up, just somebody should, to make sure we have enough for everybody. And there are 2 more on this side. Alright, so this is a reminder to myself. Create that macro next time I play this character, so I can see that taunt ability with the statue. Because yeah, I'm like only using it to half of its usefulness now, just to pick things up and then die by being attacked. Because when it dies from that, the threat of whatever was targeting it is just going to go to whoever has the highest threat, which might be the healer at that point if I haven't been interacting with the things my statue was holding away from everybody. So I would want to provoke it before it dies, so I get all that threats that it's generated. Druid's getting things started while I'm still busy looting and stuff. That's totally fine. If you read the group vibe okay, and you know that everybody's going to be attacking... Oh right, there's like this one assassin who sneaks through this room and occasionally will sneak up on somebody and come out of stealth and attack them. I don't know where he patrols, so I'm never really ready for him, but he shows up sometimes. Anyway, yeah, so completely okay with that druid doing what he did. He was very ready to do it. Used Entangling Roots to make sure it wouldn't make any, using the Shade of Veronicus. Oh boy, how exciting. It didn't even apply to him. Okay, so he's immune to the poison or something? I don't think it's instant damage. If I were playing a warrior or a druid, I could just charge out of that giant knockback. And now my character's going to use all his abilities automatically on the other party members. Since you have no control over yourself, this has to be tuned so that you will never, nobody will ever die from it. So it's just kind of a momentary annoyance. Chi Torpedo is a lot harder to use than Charge, because Charge just automatically pathfinds you to right in front of your target. Chi Torpedo just catapults you forwards for as far as it's going to catapult you forward, so you have to judge the angle and distance yourself. I'll use it here, sure. But yeah, it is, that's like another one of those things that makes Warrior just so much more comfortable and simple and, like, you know, less stressful to play than the Monk. Brewmaster Monk is always the hard mode. Might not have as many buttons as a warrior, but it's just way more complicated. Some of these piles of skeletons come to life. It's not that one. Is it this one? It is. They die pretty much instantly, but, you know, it's a thing that pops up. It feels like you should pay attention to it, I guess. This pile of bones comes to life. Alright, so a few more soul devices here. I'm just going to do my thing and let the rest of my party pick them up if they want to. Or not if they don't want to. Can't get those the cheapest. They're too far away. It doesn't travel that far. I was aiming in the right direction, but no. Taking a lot of damage here. That's fine. Druid was more or less ready. Yeah, this Druid was real good. He knew exactly what to do, came in with a plan, and was on his game. Definitely enjoyed playing with him. Who's targeting me? Nobody. Okay, so I just have the, hey, your nameplate is red bug. Right, that often happens after mind control. I see this in Sunken Temple, too. Yeah, Pile of Bones did not come to life. Yeah, so after mind control, I think the game thinks that, like, one of my party members is targeting me or something. Like, as far as the combat AI that takes over when you're mind controlled, I don't know, something like that. So I just have to ignore the little red aura around it for the rest of this. Oh yeah, right. Ogoladzilla Farmas Theramas, by the way. I wonder if I could understand that if I played a character that spoke whatever language that is. It doesn't say who's saying it, so I don't know where that text is coming from or what language it's in. Is that what common looks like to somebody who doesn't speak common? I'm not sure. It's just buggy and weird. There it is again. I'll have to run this dungeon on an Alliance character at some point and see if that is common, or... I don't know. This spot's annoying. These dudes are standing way too close to Grandmaster Vorpal. And somebody walked in to get a soul device and got his attention. And the attention of all the Cabal cultists and zealots that were behind me. So this looks like it's going to be a horrible mess. I'm letting the Black Ox statues take some pressure off. One of those is casting Shadow Bolt from all the way up there. So it's going to be a super pain to get that zealot down. Well, we got nature locked? What? My chi burst got hard interrupted? That's special. Huh. I think that's the first time I ever saw that. So that can happen. I'm just kind of ignoring this Cabal Zealot who's shadow bolting the druid here because, like, okay, trying to get a Black Ox statue there, but it refuses. I got it. I leg swept her. You're supposed to stop those Void Travelers from getting to Grandmaster Vorpal because they, like, empower and explode or something. I'm not sure if that's just, like, instant damage or if it boosts his... Yeah, I see he has a thing that's stacked to 4 now, so it's empowering his attacks every time a Void Traveler comes to him. Come to my aid, heed your master now. Ogoladzilla Farmas Theramas, by the way. He has 5 empowerments now. I can't really interact with them much. Oh, by the way, this Rain of Fire super hurts, so you gotta get out of that super quick. Unless he's standing still and doing Rain of Fire, I can't interact with the Void Travelers without bringing them to his location, so that's somebody else's job to make sure they don't get to him. He has 6 empowerments now. 7. We got it done, but, you know, damage was stacking up there. Healer was probably having to put in some work to make sure that encounter went okay. Because, yeah, it started kind of messy and ended kind of messy. With all the empowerments happening. Are those warriors standing there just reading the Codex of Blood there? Okay. Finally moving toward us. Alright, and then Murmur. This place is pretty short. It's called a Labyrinth, which makes you expect it to be twisty and confusing, but no. It's just a hallway, pretty much. I mean, a labyrinth is not a maze, you know, doesn't have any branching paths in it typically, but expect something a little more than just a hallway. Uh-oh, I'm charmed. Right, it's, is it Brainwash? One of these types of dudes. What's happening to one of our warriors? I don't know, he was taking a lot of damage there. Which one is it? Is it the Spellbinder? Let's watch for Brainwash. I think that's the ability name. So they'll channel it. Yeah, Brainwash. Okay, Spellbinder is doing it. And that's mind control for 10 seconds. Pretty nasty, if not interrupted. My leg sweep and spearhand strike were both in cooldown, so I couldn't do a single thing about this, other than kill the dudes. Just had to do without my healer for a little bit. There are 2 warriors here. They could pummel. There's a mage. They could, counterspell. If they knew to, and bothered to press the buttons. Summon Cabal Deathsworn. It's a little bit of a pain, but it's not worth wasting an interrupt on that when Brainwash is also going on. So I mean, we don't have a Spellbinder or whatever it's called in this group, so I could have interrupted that. I don't know. Three Spellbinders. This'll be annoying, won't it? If they decide to Brainwash, it will. Let's see if they decide to. Doesn't look like it, not until there's only one left. And I have Spearhead Strike. Alright, Murmur. Always a fun time. He starts at like 2/5 of his health or something for some reason. So yeah, Murmur. As we know, this is kind of like the boss I just fought in Halls of Lightning. What's his name? Loken. You know, stay close until Sonic Boom happens, then run away. Only Sonic Boom is way more deadly than Lightning Nova. Like, you're going to die if you get Sonic Boomed. Maybe you'll get lucky and survive, but it's unlikely. Murmur's Touch, I forget what that does. Some ability, maybe it's Murmur's Touch, will gather energy in the air and then catapult you way up, and you'll take fall damage when you come back down. There's Sonic Boom. Run away, everybody! Who knows to run away? I do. No one else does! 2 people die instantly, including my druid. Other 2 are barely alive. There goes our other warrior. Alright, so just me and my mage. Drinking all my brews. Fortunately, if you know how to handle Sonic Boom, Murmur doesn't do that much damage otherwise. There's my Fortifying Brew. And he's dead. Alright, we got it done. And once its silence is gone, I can resuscitate my healer and the other warrior. Okay, I see. So the first warrior decided to release Spirit, turn in quests, and then just leave. Because, you know, he had to be at the beginning of the dungeon anyway. We got Murmur done without him. Anything that might have dropped from him will end up, from Murmur, will end up in his mailbox anyway. So he was just done with his job there. It's fine. Nothing more to do. Yeah, so like, lots and lots of soul devices. Every one of these tents has 2 in it, and there's a bunch beside. So no shortage of those at all. Cool dungeon. I always like this one. Again, it sometimes goes bad, but even when it goes bad, it's kind of fun. Alright, there we go. Cool stuff. See you next time.